Hello and welcome to What the Flick. I'm Matt. That's Christy. Hi. That's Alonso. We got a lot to talk about today. We'll talk a little bit about the box office from last weekend.
So the box office?
Box office. They kick out the jams before Avengers hits and takes over everything in Hollywood because half our show is going to be Avengers related today.
Kick out the jams or maybe sweep out the warehouse. But things made money, so go figure.
Yeah. Things did make money.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe a little less than we expected.
Some more, actually.
I think I Feel Pretty did better than people thought it was going to.
And Super Troopers did way better than anyone thought it was going to.
Because it came out on 420.
But do people leave the house on 420?
To go see a stoner comedy, they do, apparently.
I guess.
Does that count as a stoner comedy?
I think it does. I think that releasing it on 420 is no coincidence.
I haven't
waiting
seen two,
for the
but
year.
I would count one as one, so sure, I guess so.
I think they were waiting for the year that 420 fell on a Friday, and that's entirely how they planned their production schedule.
That's why it took 17 years to get a sequel.
I don't know that that's... Okay.
Well, there have probably been other ones in the meantime, but actually, it's interesting because for Super Troopers 2, not only was it a big deal in terms of surpassing expectations, but I think it's also one of the highest ranking or highest grossing films that came out of a Kickstarter campaign.
It must have cost
or an Indiegogo campaign.
Yeah, it must have been like $1.50 to make this movie.
Yeah,
it could not have
I think it was something like, hang on,
a metaphorical $1.50.
Right.
Actually, an actual
13 and a half.
Okay.
But it was mostly crowdsourced though.
For the people who were clamoring for Super Troopers 2.
Which we will review later in the week.
We will. We're going to talk. We're going to actually go see it.
Yes.
Yeah, I was clamoring. I just haven't had time yet, but I totally want to see it.
The first one was fun.
I love that first one.
Me too.
That's, I think, my favorite of their movies.
There are many of them.
I wish that Puddle Jumper were more accessible. That was the first one, which I saw at Sundance. Believe it or not, that's where it premiered.
Okay.
The other ones have their moments, but yeah, Super Troopers is where it all coalesces the best.
So A Quiet Place back at #1 with $22 million. Rampage $21 million in its second week. And then I Feel Pretty at 16.2, Super Troopers 2 at 14.7. I Feel Pretty, I believe, is the lowest grossing first weekend for a Amy Schumer comedy.
Yes, but still above expectation. So, and the reviews were terrible. So I guess if people were trying to rule her out as somebody who can open a movie, she still got something going on.
I think we're at a point right now on the tomato meter where I Feel Pretty is just slightly below Super Troopers 2.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Neither of them were.
They're like in the mid-30s.
Neither were universally beloved, let's say.
Yeah, and I got a B+ cinema score. Amy Schumer's movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, so.
Which is not it's not a high.
No.
Yeah, in context, that's
it's not something you blast. Hey, B+ cinema score.
Right.
Like getting an F would be better. An F's a little interesting, right? An F cries out, "Watch me."
Yeah, because the cinema score is like our target audience of people who couldn't wait to come to the theater, and they're like, okay with it.
Right? Who cares? I don't know.
This is going way, way down the list, but I was kind of tickled that The Devil and Father Amorth only scraped up about $1,356 per screen. That movie's terrible.
It is so weird. We reviewed it last week, and it's so awkward. And it's so weird. And it's not even like a whole movie. It's like 68 minutes of him, like, here I am in front of a stairway.
It's like a long episode of Unsolved Mysteries with William Friedkin filling in for Robert Stack.
We had a whole chat about, do we think this person is actually possessed? This is her 9th exorcism. Is she actually possessed?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that just doesn't hold up. And just even the larger notion of like, why is the devil picking these people? And why are they always in Italy? And why are, I think exorcism movies have been the Catholic Church's greatest branding because, they present themselves as the only people who can stand between humanity and Satan.
Right, if you're possessed, you got to go old school and get a Catholic priest.
You know what's calling a Unitarian Universalist when the devil comes knocking? It's like, get me a bishop, it's all a crock.
Atheists don't get possessed.
Oh, hell no.
They're already possessed. So other sad news this week, Vern Troyer died.
Oh, yes.
At 49, might have been related. The initial indication, the statement was, it mentions depression and suicide. It says they're very serious issues. It's very sad. He was only 49 years old. Had his legendary role in the couple of Austin Powers movies. Yeah, that second one is like he becomes part of the culture, right?
Yeah,
but then
the phrase "mini-me."
Right. But I think that's you don't see him do a lot more after that.
I do remember seeing him the one year that I covered, or the last time I covered the MTV Movie Awards, which was sometime in the early 2000s. He came backstage and was about to be in The Grinch.
Okay.
I guess he plays one of the Who's, and somebody sort of asked about it, and he was. I've never heard anybody. I think this is a thing that everybody thinks, but no one says out loud. Where he was like, "Well, it's a Christmas movie, so if it hits, resids."
Yeah, I think once you become so known for a role like that, you have such a specific look and screen presence. Like, how do you find ways to deviate? And it's hard. I mean, he's always going to be doing comedy. He also was in The Love Guru, so he stuck around with Mike Myers. He was in an episode of 2.5 Men as a circus midget.
Well, he was also, what was the reality show that he was on?
Oh, right.
Like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
No.
Celebrity Wife Swap. He was on.
He was on that, but he was also on the one where they're on the Surreal Life or one of those.
Oh yeah, the Surreal Life.
Something like that. And I mean,
Celebrity Big Brother. He was on. Celebrity, yeah.
Okay, but I think also, he was also on Keep Going Down. I think he was also on The Surreal Life. Anyway, I think.
Yes, you're right. Wow, good knowledge. It's all in there somewhere.
I mean, and sadly, it's like this goes to show you the limitation of Hollywood's imagination. Mm-hmm. It's like, why couldn't he have been a character actor?
Why couldn't he have been Peter Dinklage?
Exactly, right. Yeah. Like, why can't he be the DA? Why can't he be, the shoe shine guy who saw something, whatever. Like, there's there are roles that he could be playing, but I'm sure, part of it is typecasting because he was so sort of cemented as Mini-Me, but part of it is like, oh, we're not what we're looking for. And it's like, well, why aren't you?
Maybe he enjoyed being Mini-Me.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he enjoyed being the clown at all times.
Well, if indeed what we're hearing about depression is true, then maybe he didn't. I don't know. I don't know his life story, but I do know that if you don't fit the mold in the industry, it's an uphill battle to sort of like be looked at for other kinds of roles.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Decades-long career.
Decades-long career. So rest in peace for Char.
Yes.